Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to do a little rundown on one of the best finds on eBay. This is called the Peavey Generation EXP, and it's a really cool guitar for a whack of reasons. But let's start at the headstock and work our way down. First of all, that's the best looking headstock I think I've ever seen. I think it tops Fender even. Look at that. It's really cool. It's carved here. A gloss black here, and then carved here, still gloss on the maple, but just a really nice little detail. And then right away you've got a roller string tree or string retainer, which I think is a sign of quality right at the headstock. So that helps the guitar stay in tune. And usually you find these on guitars with vibratos, like a Bigsby or what have you. But it's on this guitar, so that's cool. And then you've got Grover tuners, and these aren't lookalikes. These are real Grovers, stamped right on the back. These are what you find on, modern Les Pauls and such. Really hardcore tuners. They hold their tuning great, and they're really high quality. So right away, just at the headstock, you've got major quality. And then you get into the neck, and what I dig about this neck, it's rosewood fingerboard, but there are no markers on the fretboard. I think that's just so cool. Every time I build a guitar from scratch or custom design it, I never put markers on the fretboard because I think it looks cheesy. This looks classy. Well, it doesn't look cheesy. It's just, if you know how to play the guitar, you don't need the markers, and I just think it looks better without them. So that's cool. But they're on the side, of course, so you know where you are. Then you've got gorgeous telly body, full alder, and cream binding on front and back. How cool is that? That's seriously cool. And what's also cool is the neck's got 5 screws, not 4, so it's reinforced really well. I've shimmed this neck, and I think what happens when these guitars come from overseas, and one of the reasons why Peavey stopped making them, was that they don't set them up overseas. You get them and they're not really well set up, and you got to take them to a luthier and get the intonation set and get the action set, and they're really hard to play off the floor. So you either have to know what you're doing in terms of setting up guitars, or you got to spend another $100 and get it set up. So I've set this one up. I've got the action set up super low because that's how I like to play them, and it sounds great. Now, getting into the electronics, this is where the guitar really stands apart. You've got 2 humbucker pickups here, and then what you don't see is in the bridge you've got a piezo system. You've got a piezo pickups in the bridge, so it's actually picking up the acoustic tone of the guitar, which is super cool. And then you've got a switch here to turn on the piezo, and then you've got a mix dial here that you can actually mix the level between the electric and the piezo sounds. And you've got volume for your humbucker, and you've got a 5-position toggle switch. So that gives you, like, I guess in total you've got 15 sounds you can get off this guitar. Actually, no, sorry, you've got 11 sounds you can get off this guitar. So you've got 5 positions on the 2 humbuckers, and then you've got the piezo turned on that gives you another 5 sounds, and then you just got the piezo by itself that gives you 1 more sound, for a total of 11 sounds on this guitar. So why don't we plug it in and let's listen to what she sounds like. So now I've got the guitar plugged into a Marshall Lead 12 in the back there. Great sounding amp, by the way. And then I've got it just turned on to the bridge humbucker. So that's the classic humbucker kind of rock tone. Then you've got the next position, and I'm not sure what the 2 in-between positions are doing. I'm not sure if it's putting the coils into series or parallel or what, but you've got 5 sounds altogether from 2 pickups. And now that's both pickups. I think that's both pickups. And then this is position 4. And now position 5. So obviously the bridge has got more output than the neck. So that's 5 sounds altogether, and those are pretty usable sounds. Now we'll turn on the piezo, and you can hear the difference. Now this is a mixed sound, so basically the piezo is now engaged, and with the humbucker. So now you've got both sounds. Without piezo, with piezo. So it sounds like there's an acoustic or 2 acoustic guitars that have joined the electronic mix. Without piezo. With. And of course you can now mix the levels. That's just the piezo, and then you mix the humbucker back in. And this is just the piezo. So it gives you a nice acoustic tone to it, to the electric guitar. It sounds pretty cool. And what I like about the piezo too is when you have it mixed, you can actually do things that you wouldn't normally do with a humbucker, like play chords, for example. You can play open chords nicely. That's just the piezo. And then this is just the humbucker. And that's both. So it can handle, a bit of distortion. You don't want to go super high gain. The piezo does not really sound good with high gain, but when you're clean or you've got a little bit of breakup, it sounds amazing. It sounds like there's 2 guitar players basically. Kind of doubles your sound without having to double track. So that's pretty cool. So, it's a great sounding guitar. It came and went, they made these and they stopped making them and now they're hard to find. And I think that's because they were ahead of their time, A, and B, they were just, probably not very well set up. And so people would play them at the store and go, it's too hard to play and, blah, blah, blah. But this one is not hard to play. I've had to do some major work on this guitar to get it to play right. I've shimmed the neck, I've filed some frets down, I've done quite a bit of work to get it to play really nicely, and now it plays great. So I really enjoy playing the guitar. It's one of my favorite guitars now. So this is the Peavey Generation EXP. You can find them on eBay still, like that. So you'll really love this guitar if it's set up properly. So check it out, Peavey Generation EXP. Thanks.